Hello, welcome to the 30-day F's to A's program. This is Tim Postal, your host, and I will be walking you through day by day the exact steps you need to go from F's to A's. Now, watching these videos and then going on Netflix isn't going to get you anywhere. You have to hold yourself accountable and take the proper steps each day. Take those required actions. Make them a priority. So, without further ado, let's slide into day one. Sleep. This step is something that a lot of you might try and skip over, but it is essential. Sleep is when our bodies get a chance to rest, and it allows our muscles to grow, our brain to relax, and it's a time where we charge up. Think of it this way. Let's say you're out partying every night, maybe staying up late watching Netflix every night, getting home from work, watching Netflix, eating late at night, and you get into the habit of going to bed at around 2 a.m. Then you have to get up for school or work the next day at 6 a.m. So you're only getting about 4 hours of sleep every night. Well, then you're operating at about a 60% charge maybe. Now, if you were to form a habit of going to bed earlier in the evening and getting at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, then when you wake up, you are fully recharged. You are at 100%. Instead of a 40% iPhone, you are 100% iPhone. So, here are some things that can help you in this process of getting on a better sleep schedule. One of which is going to bed at the same time every day. When I was in school, I made sure that my work wouldn't schedule me late at night. Now, I know that's not the case with everyone, and if that's the case, then just make sure that you're getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. Matthew Walker highlights these facts perfectly in his interview with Joe Rogan. Highly recommend checking that out. But as for right now, just start getting in the habit of going to bed at a select time and sleeping through the night. And as for alarm clocks in the morning, alarm clocks trigger a lot of stress when you wake up. It's not natural waking up to an alarm clock. And if you allow yourself to get a full amount of sleep, then you won't even need an alarm clock. Your body will wake up at the time it feels ready to, and you'll be fully replenished and ready to go throughout the day. And one thing I want to touch on here is, sure, I understand that alarm clocks play a big role in getting to school on time, work on time, and they're okay, but use it as a backup. Try to set it just at a point where you think just at a point after where you might wake up, and at an area where it will give you enough time to get ready. So in case you do sleep in, you'll still get that alarm. So get to bed at a decent time, and it helps if you get to bed by 10 p.m. or around that 10 or 11 p.m. Anything after that, your body is going into a stress state, and you're missing out on quality sleep. From 10 until 2, your body is, when you're going into the sleep phase, your body's muscles are growing and it's more of the physical, whereas the latter is the deeper intertwinings of the brain. I don't know all the exact lingo on it, but if you're staying up past 10 p.m. on numerous nights of the week, you might want to cut that back a little to allow yourself to get the full quality sleep you need. And another thing on sleep, try to avoid eating foods in the 3-hour period before bedtime. So let's say your bedtime's at 10 p.m. Try not to eat foods after 6 or 7. Eat those meals before 6 or 7 and allow the food to digest. Because if we eat right before bed, then what's happening? Our body is trying to replenish itself. And at the same time, it's trying to digest. It's trying to do 2 things at once. So the replenishing isn't going to be getting done as well as if your food's digested before you go to bed. And another good sleep tip is wear a sleeping mask. Use blackout curtains in your room. And try and maintain a quiet environment. I understand some of you might be living with loud family members, loud animals, and if that's the case, you can buy cheap little construction earplugs and plug your ears before you go to sleep. And I've noticed when I use sleep masks or earplugs or blackout curtains, it helps my sleep by at least 10 to 15%. I don't wake up as much in the night and I feel way more rested. So how can you take action today on this? You could pick a time, write down a time where you want to sleep. Write down a bedtime for yourself, set a bedtime, and try and wind down in the 4 hours beforehand. Do activities like reading, maybe talking with family members, playing a little board game. Another thing that can help I just thought of is using blue light glasses. You can buy some cheap pairs at Target, or just use like a cheap pair of sunglasses, those kinds that are like orange or red you see at the dollar store. And even those help, wearing sunglasses at night. It does the same trick. So lower the lights in your home at night, create a relaxing atmosphere, and limit your screen time before bed. And if you do go on any screens, use those blue lights or sunglasses. Try and make the evening a time for journaling, relaxing, meditation, light banter with family. Keep it smooth, keep it calm, and sleep well. That's the end of this video on sleep. And have a good night's rest, and tomorrow we will be diving into the next day's action.